What up, YouTube? Casey the Quiet Warrior. In today's video, um, I'm gonna touch on the topic that is similar to the other videos that I'm gonna post after this one. But what I want to talk about in today's video is knowing your worth, and this has a lot to do with confidence and just overall improving yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, as a being in general. But it has its own definition, its own meaning, and it's kind of similar to confidence, but a little bit different, because in order for you to know your worth as a person, you already have to be confident within yourself. That's the first thing you have to know, because without you being confident, how will you be able, to understand your worth as a person? So at first, before you even start asking yourself questions about this, and just going over this and relaying it in your head, you need to be confident within yourself already before you get to that step. And I'm gonna touch on that in another video, but like I said, you need to be confident before you ask yourself this question, and really dive deep into it, because the two are very similar, but you got to do one in order to know the second one. And I have a definition written down for this. Now, obviously, knowing your worth is basically knowing what you as a person are worthy of, what you know, and what you are confident about that you deserve as an overall being. Knowing your worth, it is your internal measure of how you value yourself, disregarded of what people might think of you or say to you. I pulled that off the internet, and this is really what I was just talking about not too long ago, because in order for you to even know this or question it to you, you have to be confident within yourself. And when you start working on that and doing the shadow work and the groundwork to become more confident, it's like once you do that, you won't even ask the questions. But excuse me, you won't even ask the questions. You will just know from you trying new things, asking yourself, are you worthy of this? These are things, and I'm going to touch on a couple other topics or tips as to what you can do to understand and know this, but these are things that correspond with confidence, because if you don't have that, then you won't be able to know. And like I was saying, once you become more confident within yourself, you won't even ask yourself these questions, because you subconsciously already know, just by you just knowing that you're confident within yourself, and you are okay with who you are as a person. And and I'm gonna touch on confidence in another video, but as far as knowing your worth as a person in general, the number one thing you need to understand is you value yourself. You have to value yourself as a person, because if you don't, who else will? And that's just really like one of the main key things of knowing your worth as a person, because if you don't value yourself as a if you don't value yourself as who you are, and you aren't comfortable with who you are in your skin, and you haven't dealt with any of your insecurities or anything like that, then you really won't know until you deal with that and cope with that and do the shadow work. And some of the tips that I could give you to do this is number one, asking yourself these questions. Are you worthy of this relationship? Are you worthy of this job? Are you worthy of this house? Things like that. Like, you want to say this subconsciously in your head. For instance, if you're meditating, to really just be there in the present within your mind. It's not really something you would say out loud, but something that you would say subconsciously. And another tip is, you gotta go out and you gotta try new things. You gotta try new things, because when you're uncomfortable, when you make yourself uncomfortable, um, you're causing yourself to overcome whatever challenge or adversity you may be facing, trying something new. And say if you become good at that and learn from that experience, you're obviously gonna have more confidence with whatever you try. And you will know that your worthiness of whatever you try. So asking yourself these questions subconsciously, going out and trying new things, um writing these things down, you know what I mean? Meditating and ask yourself those questions. And it's a lot of things you can do, but those are really the main things that contribute to that. And like I said, it mostly deals with confidence. And so those are really the two main things you have to do in order to know your worth. And another thing is, stop comparing yourself to people. And you need to work on your insecurities. You need to work on your insecurities, and you need to stop comparing yourself to other people. And once you do this and you realize that you are you are confident within yourself, and you don't need that external validation to feel complete and whole within yourself. That's another thing to help you know your worthiness as a being, because once you realize that you don't need that external validation to feel good within yourself, you will know that you don't need that, and therefore that just builds you up even higher. And and this may sound cliche or something like that, but like I said, you have to have one in order to know the other one. These two are very similar, but they're different in their own ways and things like that. And that's really what I'm trying to distinguish, because although they are both very similar, you have to have the other one in order to know the second one. And like I said, going out, trying new things, ask these questions subconsciously, stop comparing yourself to other people, work on your insecurities, write down how you feel. That's another way to really help with that too. Write down what you learned from the experience of maybe what you tried new and what went good or what went wrong. And write that down just in general. Like I said, either good or bad, write it down. And that's another way to know, because it'll help you sit back and analyze your thoughts more deeply, and it'll help you boost that confidence in the first place, and into going up higher into knowing your worth. And another tip is know your strengths and weaknesses as a person. And this correlates with the fourth tip, but like I said, know your strengths and weaknesses as a person. With either trying something new or just within yourself. And when you know that, and you know what you're good at and what you may not be, work on that and continue to make it better, with the good or the bad. If you're already good at one thing, try to get even better at that. And if you have a weakness at something, work progressively to get better at that. And when you do that, it will give you that confidence to then know that you are worthy at what you may be doing, or be worthy within yourself. And that's really the main thing I wanted to get across and talk about in this video. And I'm trying my best with this. I'm gonna try to be more detailed in my videos, a better setup. I'm gonna start taking notes. All my videos are really just freestyling off the dome, and nothing is really wrong with that, because most of the things I like to talk about is what I personally resonate with, or stuff that I just want to get across and talk about, but not trying to get too sidetracked.